Welcome back to Ask the Energy Advisor. I'm your energy advisor, Brian Hawk at Noble REMC. We'll call this part 2, part 3 of our installation, whether that be in the attic or whether it be on the ductwork itself. We do have a couple clips we might weave in, so I don't want to call this part 2 or part 3 necessarily, but just following up with what we talked about in the previous videos. Just a little background right now. We're coming off a week of pretty cold temperatures. We're up here in Northeast Indiana, climate zone 5. And I was -6 this past Saturday when I went ice fishing in the morning. So we've been lucky to hit, if we hit double digits at all during the day. Most of the time it's been single digits, and it's been below freezing at night, or sorry, below 0 at night. And currently we're about 15-mile-an-hour winds outside with 25-mile-an-hour gusts. So if you should happen to hear some noise in the background of the video, that's just the wind outside hitting the building. But with that, just wanted to follow up. This is the way to do ductwork, guys. We're gonna get down in the bottom of the house and actually take some supply measurements. And I want to get some measurements between the closest register and the farthest register on the supply side from the heat pump itself. And hopefully I'm not disappointed in what I find. I don't think I will be. But just wanted to give you a little background on what we're dealing with. This is why we go the extra mile on this, because it has been a rough week. Been actually a pretty good winter for us up here in Northeast Indiana. So anybody that doesn't want to put gas in their home, you know, this is a good way to show that an air source heat pump can do the job as long as we prepare for it. So with that, I'm going to turn the camera around again, and we're going to take some videos. We did end up getting anywhere between, I've taken some measurements all the way through, between 14 and 18 inches of cellulose in the attic. So I see a few dips here and there. I think I can safely say we'll call that an average of 15 inches. And which, depending on which chart you want to believe, we'll call that R3.5 per inch, leading us up to an R52 blown in cellulose. And then again, we've got roughly 2 inches of closed cell spray foam encapsulating this rigid ductwork. So all right, we're down inside the home. I am in a closet, so if it's a little echoey, but we're actually in the master suite closet, and we're about 3 feet from the air handler above us. And our supply temperature is 99.6. I've been taking a little bit of time to make sure we're at steady state. I think the heat pump was coming out of a defrost cycle. So again, it has been really cold. Heat pump is on the west side of the building, and we're, like I said, we're getting 15 to 25-mile-an-hour winds. So it's really showing how strong of a heat pump it is. I did forget to mention earlier, this is about a 2,000 square foot home. So I think there's about 60 feet between each supply here. So with that being said, we've got a lot of ductwork in between. And then we'll go check that other temperature. We are here at the farthest supply away, and we are at 96 degrees. And we're just now starting into another defrost cycle. So I've been trying to watch it to make sure my thermometer got to steady state. But it's starting to drop. We're losing tenths and tenths and tenths. So a little over 3 degree delta. I did go up while I was waiting. I had a defrost cycle that I was up against the first time. Went up and measured the ductwork. We have 72 feet of supply duct to this point. So a little over 3 degree delta from start to finish. I think that's pretty dang good. Like I said, it's 10, 11 degrees outside. Again, we have a 15-mile-an-hour to 25-mile-an-hour wind, 15 sustained, 25 gusts. So I'm not disappointed with this test at all. And again, this is all in an effort to just say, you know, we've become accustomed to good enough, good enough, good enough. We settle for what somebody says is okay. I just wanted to go to the next level with this. You know, we used to do everything in hard duct work. We used to size the ductwork appropriately. We used to get our pressures correct. Obviously, the spray foam against that metal ductwork is something a little bit different than we're used to. But just an effort to say, hey, you know, you don't want a squid laying up there in your attic. R8 flexible duct, you can't push enough air through it to get it to the farthest point of the building. By the time it gets there, it's 20, 25 degrees cooler than where it starts. There's absolutely no reason you have to have LP in your home. These cold climate air source heat pumps are really rock stars. They're very effective down. They're giving you 100% capacity, at least at 5 degrees, sometimes 0 degrees. They're giving you 85% capacity at -22. We just have to make the rest of the mechanical system work with that. And it's just as simple as putting in the right ductwork, insulating it properly, putting in the right registers. You know, if you start putting in cheap stamped registers, you're going to choke that airflow down. So this is just an effort. This is a Power Moves home. This is not mandatory of a Power Moves home, but this is just something that we had the ability to try something. This started with a load calculation on the home, followed by a manual D to size the ductwork appropriately with the heat pump that we picked. So this is not all happenstance. We didn't just throw this together. This was very intentional. So just wanted to throw that out there. Part of what I get to do is I can follow this up with energy usage. I ran some numbers yesterday for them, and let's see, it was January 24th. We had a heck of a day. 24-hour period, their auxiliary heat, that's the first time their auxiliary heat actually cycled on and off. And it came on when it hit -2 degrees, and we dropped down to almost -5. And at -1.1, it kicked back out and went to heat pump only. So again, the heat pump's a good heat pump. The installation's a good installation. The ductwork was sized appropriately. The ductwork is insulated appropriately. And we're delivering good air temperatures from start to finish. So I really appreciate you guys checking out our videos. We really appreciate having the opportunity to teach, you know, a little bit as we go. And just want to say thank you. Again, thanks for watching Ask the Energy Advisor. I'm your energy advisor, Brian Hawk at Noble REMC.